Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, that's better. That's better. All right, we have a lot to cover today. We will try to keep it as timely as possible to finish in an hour. So let's get things going. First things first, obviously silence your cell phones, your pagers, your beepers, your whatever else, anything else, your watches, shoe phone, all of those. But do have your phones ready because you guys know we always have QR codes for things to scan, and we have a few of them in here today. So 5408.
Yeah, what is that?
So hang on to this. You're going to need this, and it'll make sense later. But just remember this number. All right, we are at halftime of the year. This is halfway point. 50% of the year is done behind us. So, like, you know, a lot of NFL teams, that's when you kind of like regroup, look at, you know, how the year's gone so far. It's time to kind of revamp and look at, is it time to pivot some, you know, progress or some, you know, implement some different programs or things to like kind of change what you're doing if you're not doing well, or is it time to double down on where you're doing really well? So this is that time to assess the year. And Jim, myself, and Tony are available if you guys want to meet one-on-one to, you know, we're starting to kind of already been doing that. So please reach out. We are available. Q4 Media is here again today. Phil Bailey is here. He's doing headshots again. He's done really well with a lot of people. If you want to schedule with him, he's got great pricing. He does a great job. Go ahead and scan, and he's got time for that, and we'll send that out later too. But his pricings for different things are for essentials, and he does brand identity stuff or do a full team. He can do everything like that. So he's really good. He's done a lot of different people's headshots already. So if you check out his website. All right, office leadership prep session is tomorrow for Ninja. We're gonna find out more about this Ninja selling. How many ninjas in the room? People have done Ninja. 2? 3?
20 years ago.
Wow.
I was gonna say 20 years ago we did.
All right, so there's some updates to that, but Jim, are you going to that too? Right, yeah, so all three of us are gonna be in that all day tomorrow, pretty much, because we have a manager meeting even after that, so we're gonna be stuck in Bellevue all day. So just know, if you need us, please text, probably, you know, be able to respond accordingly. All right, congratulations to our very own Tony Lopez. He won by a landslide. South Regional Director, so he is our man. Anything to, you know, on the upcoming future here we need to know about?
Thanks for voting. We'll make sure we cause trouble.
Secrets up front.
Yeah, we'll be updated with all the insight.
Yeah, we got inside scoop now. We got an inside man. Congrats, Tony. Welcome our newest team members. We have Andrea, Masa, and Justin. Welcome back. So we're very happy you guys are joining us. Justin's joined the Bradley Hanson team. So who's there in Covington area, Maple Valley. All right, Ragnar is done. What a run. It was very warm. We thank you guys so much for those of you that sponsored us. The sponsorship runs all the way through this month. It was pretty warm. Our team completed again. Let's see, we got Tony, myself, Troy, Ella, all from Kent North that ran this year, and Alberto. So that was our team from, you know, pretty much Kent North. We almost all of us filled one van. So it was a great run. Just happy to be able to, you know, sponsor Seattle Children's Hospital and John L. Scott Foundation. But thank you guys so much for sponsoring us. We really appreciate you guys all. Support team updates. Welcome Chloe to our team. She has joined us full time. We're very excited. And of course, baby Skylar is almost here. Very excited. How many days left? 35. See, I knew. 35 days left. So we'll send this out for Kayla's baby shower registry, which is awesome. And then also scan here to submit which day you think Phoebe Martin will arrive. And then winners will be announced upon the due date. So go ahead.
Yeah.
You're gonna wanna, put this in. We were gonna do a, betting board, but then it was like, let's just have fun instead. So put your vote in. When do you think? Hopefully it's early. First baby, so I don't know. All right, we'll send this out for the rest of you. We'll send it out. Virtuance is offering $50 off any order right now with the code SUMMER50. So if you're using Virtuance for photos, virtual tours, Matterport, drone, video, all that fun stuff, got money off right now, so use that code. Okay, so 97.2% of people over the age of 40 know who lived in this house. So don't yell out the answer. I just want you to raise your hand if you know who lived in this home. Just raise your hand, keep them up. Let's see if the report's accurate or not, right? No, it's not a year, it's just 97.2% of people know who lived in this home over the age of 40.
Age of 40, yeah, that's the key.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Who was it?
Brady
Bunch.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that.
You don't make that.
I was like thinking like gates or something,
Yeah.
I think that was-
Yeah.
I wasn't-
So, of course, the Brady Bunch. All right, time for a little bit of Northwest MLS updates. There's a brand new system that just launched yesterday, and it's called Finding Homes, and this is powered by Lundy. It is AI driven. Why I'm talking about this now is because it's very important that everybody understands how this new technology works and how your listings can rise to the top in all of the AI systems. Because all of these systems are crawling words. Okay, so I went ahead and turned on our Alexa Dot, now it's on. And basically, all you have to state is Alexa, open Finding Homes. And it will respond, and you can ask questions. I was gonna go over all the different prompts, but we don't quite have enough time to do that today. But basically, this is for like people who are, blind or have ADA, requirements and stuff like that. This is why they started this technology, but it's actually gonna creep into everything. So all of your listings, it's really gonna be important that you actually go to the photo section when you're inputting photos. And you have to spend all the extra time to input a description in every single image. The more that you have words in the description of images, you're just basically raising the level of your listing to be shown above others. Because AI is gonna be crawling from this. Because it can't quite see, it's way faster for AI to read than it is to analyze images. So that's why this is gonna be really important. Because if it finds the words, it's just gonna go, oh, serve this listing first. If none of the listings have it, it will have to take its time to crawl and look at the images. So you can really get a lot more eyes on your listing, or ears in this case, too. If you have an Echo Show, any of the, technology that has the actual, big screen with Alexa, then it'll actually bring up listings into the Alexa now. So this is just launched. But like I said, other technology, johnlscott.com actually is getting AI added into it. That's why it just reformatted. If you notice, all the listings look different now with a giant, photos and more room. They did not want the words to like cover the image anymore. It needs to kind of like stack. Now they're separated out. So it looks way better and it's faster, a lot faster. So more and more technology, it'll be coming soon on that, but you've got to start doing that. Every listing, every photo, describe it. And if you need help, use ChatGPT. Okay. All right, market conditions. Time to talk about this. Zillow finds highest inventory in years with a balanced market in sight. The latest market report from Zillow found that in June 2025, housing inventory has reached a new high point, as have price cuts. All right, home builders are slashing prices at the highest rate in 3 years. Okay. And then 1 year change in home prices in America's 50 largest metros between June 2024 and June 2025. Seattle's number 4 on the negative list, not the biggest amount of impact, but still negative news, right? Sounds scary, doesn't it? Right? This is like what the public hears, this is what our consumers hear. But really the truth is, to date, from June's numbers in Washington, we've closed in the Northwest MLS 32,449 deals. So condos, vacant land, off-market properties, everything in Northwest MLS so far. So that breaks down in the 6 months to 5,408 transactions a month on average, right? 5,408. In your handouts, you've got this little number. So you can take this, either hang it up at home, have it in your car, put it in your mirror in your bathroom and hang it up, and you can look at that number and just know that every single month on average, this is how many homes are selling. The question is, how do you get at least one of those a month? That sounds a lot more attainable, doesn't it? When you realize that this many have closed on an average. If you stare at it every single day and just focus in that, how do I get my deal or 2 or 3 or whatever your actual numbers are, you can easily see that deals are happening. Every single market in our history of our market, deals are selling, homes are selling. Some people are actually having their best year ever in this year. The difference is they change the way their mindset works. They change the way that they focus in and get hyper diligent on actually a schedule and what they do every single day. And it just makes a difference. But you guys, literally, this is how many closing. So I would suggest you just hang this up and look at your 5,408. That's the facts. All right, are you on the board? You on the listing board? Last month, we had 97 listings in June, another huge number for us. So far this month, we're at 93 pending as of today, and we're like, what, 21% or 22% over last year? We're doing great.
Mariner tickets.
Mariner tickets.
You have to choose from 2 days.
Yeah.
The August 6th or September 23rd.
All right, must be present to win. Who's
Linus.
Linus? Pays to show up? Look at that.
Mariner tickets.
We just automatically put people's names in if you have a listing.
All right. Next one. Linus, no, I'm just kidding. Josh. Anybody from Josh?
Josh Hall?
Not here. Next.
Last time he ran in and he's gone right now.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Kristen came in.
Too late.
Must be present to win.
Who
Too
is it?
late. No.
Oh,
They already put the name.
they already drawn.
Right.
Kaylee Van Slyke.
Who is it?
Kaylee.
Ah, good job. Woman.
It was rigged. It was rigged.
Fair and square, every time we're off the board, we do 2 drawings, right? So far you guys have pretty much been off the board almost every single month. Even January. So let's keep that going. All right, time for market update. We are in the fourth port of the 6 phases to the yearly housing cycle in July. Obviously, this is when the listing inventory starts to kind of like go down a little bit, right? And so there's still opportunities in this market. How many people saw the quick burst right after the 4th of July in their listing activities? Showing reports, all of them went up. All of the showing time reports went up. Open house reports, new construction all went up. So it's definitely that's that time of year where it's like things start to increase a little bit. All right, let's look at peers in King County. Total active listings in King County in June's 4289, when last year, same time was 2865. And our pendings are at 2094 in June, actually outpaced last year, which is kind of surprising. All right, King County numbers. New listings was 3,052. Last year, same time was 2,685. Total active is 4,289. Total active in June, the previous year was 2865. That's pretty much a 50% increase in inventory. Definitely true, and this is single family residential. You guys have these in your handouts. The pendings was 2,094, last year's 2018. It's actually up 3.77%. Closed deals in June was 1812. And then closed last year was 1753. It's actually up 3.37%. And then the median price in June 2025 is $1,033,950. Last year was $965. It's up 7.15%. And the actual full months of inventory for King County single family residential is 2.37 months supply. It's not quite out of whack like you would think it is out there. And pricing has gone up. Why is that happening? Interest rates are terrible, you guys. Why is that happening?
What happened?
Price going up. More deals are closing. Why?
Economy's still.
Fewer homes.
Nobody's moving and people are still moving on with their lives.
Yeah, houses
Buyers still need to buy.
houses are still moving. They're still selling. It doesn't matter what's going on. Life creates, there's chaos, right? Always. But when people need a house, they need a place to live, like they're gonna do it. Food, clothing, shelter.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, always. Sales are still happening. There's more of a selection. So buyers are coming back. There's some buyers that are getting closing costs, they're getting inspection, they're getting more money off. And then other pockets of the MLS areas, they're getting multiple offers and getting beat. Talk to someone who submitted a $3 million price point and they got beat out. Someone came in all cash. And they're like, what the heck? So the market's always gonna be active. It just depends on how you interpret things. All right, King County condo. Now, this is definitely a different story. Okay, new listings in June was 908. Last year, same time was 896. Total active is 2,045. Total active last year was 1,453. It's up pretty much 41%. Pendings is 574. Last year, same time, 578. It's barely off. Nothing to talk about there. Closed is 520. Last year, same time, it's 475. It's up 9.47%. Price median is 576. Last year was 555.90. It's up 3.77%. But look at the months of inventory, almost at a 4-month supply. King County condos. Who has any King County condo listings? Are those going slow right now?
Molasses.
There's a lot of competition. You've got to be setting yourself apart from all the rest of the competition. Price, condition, follow all of the rules for the 3 Ds, declutter, depersonalize, defunct, do it all right. I'm looking at you because I know you've got a lot of condos there. So you really gotta, make things stand out, and you gotta constantly be paying attention to what is going on around your market. Take your seller to see the competition. We talked about this in one of the classes about if your seller's not listing, now what? take the seller, go see competition, let them see it with their own eyes. That way, it's a lot easier conversations about changing price. Or maybe taking it off the market and actually doing the things you talked about before, about painting and taking away some, terrible colors, all that kind of stuff. It all matters right now when only a few are going out. All right, let's take a look at Pierce County. Pierce County residential, single family, or active listings was 2286. Pendings, way above for June. New listings, single family residential was 1473. Last year, same time was 1352. Total active is 2286. Last year, same time was 1790. It's up 28%. Pendings is 1168. Last year, same time was 1055. It's up 10.71%. Closed deals was 904. Last year was 924. It's barely off 2.16%. But the price point median is up to 589,950. It's 563,500 last year, so it's up almost 5%. And then inventory level 2.53%. So tiny bit elevated above King County, which is kind of common. We usually see it go that way, but not that far off. Let's look at Pierce County condos. New in June was 90. Last year, same time was 122. Total active, 240. Total active in June last year was 186. It's up almost 30%. Pendings at 78. Last year, same time was 90, just off 13%. Closed was 51. Last year, 62. It's off, almost 18%. Price is still up the median of 425. And last year, same time was 394,000. And that's up basically 8%, but look at the month's supply of condos in Pierce County. You're almost at 5 months supply almost.
That's good.
Now, what type of a market is that?
Neutral.
Neutral plus 6 months.
It's still neutral, but it's definitely more geared towards a buyer's market in Pierce County for condos. So for those of you doing social media, for things to get news out, these are the types of things you would want to talk about to get more engagement with people. Because there's always a market there, right? It's just identifying what it is, shifting to that, right?
Mhm.
So there's opportunities in Pierce County and in King. I mean, there's opportunities in all of it, but there's bigger opportunities in here. So these are where I'd be putting nets. All right, lockbox activity for weeks. It is actually increased right after the 4th of July. Like I said, you can kind of get these. It's crazy that they take so long to get the reports. They're always like 2 months behind. I don't know why. No, months.
Right.
Because we're here and
Oh,
we
yeah,
usually get the
yeah.
previous month, but it's like, they're always behind in these reports. I don't know why. Zillow owns them, so I don't know. We'll talk to them.
Well, there you go.
All right, from that, we're gonna bring up one of our trusted partners, Mr. Chase Pennington, to talk about new Senate Bill 5676.
Thank you. So one thing that I'm not gonna talk about in the slides is recording fees. At the end of the month, recording fees are going up from $18 to $301. Pretty big jump. Someone do the math, but that's a lot more than double. So from $18 to $301. So your clients will be paying that at the end of their transactions. This isn't an equity title decision. This is a state decision. So if you're unhappy with that, go talk to your state legislature.
What's the logic behind it?
Just because we are in a big deficit as a state, and that's one of the ways that they've decided to claw that back.
Because they can't manage their money.
Let's go talk with our representation about that. From 18 to 301, quite a bit. Similarly, but a little bit different, we're gonna talk about Senate Bill 5686, which is the $80 foreclosure prevention fee. Which one do I hit?
The little one that's worn off to the right.
So what is this Senate bill? The Senate bill is an $80 fee. It's collected at closing and it begins at the end of July. It applies to most residential mortgage loans. So if you have a buyer that's buying a property with a loan, they're gonna be paying $80 more to fund this program that I'm gonna be talking about. And this program is the foreclosure fairness program.
Give me a break. Just-
That program provides mediation, legal aid,
Yeah.
and housing counseling to those that may be facing foreclosure.
That's for the buyers and sellers.
The buyers will be paying this fee.
Well, it would have been good around 2008, but the last time I checked, we're in 2025.
That's what my calendar.
Perhaps foreclosures are on the rise and, no one wins during foreclosure, so they're trying to prevent that. So the goal is to help homeowners avoid foreclosure.
Pay your bills.
When does the fee apply? All the time. All new residential mortgage loans is when it applies. Purchase loans, refis, FHA, VA, USDA, HELOCs, construction, state and local housing loans. Or if your client is over 61 and they're doing a reverse mortgage, it does not apply. So there's a win.
They saved $80 after.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
What a gift.
So what types of properties are included? It's just a few, right? No, it's all of them. Single family homes, condos, townhomes, mobile homes, vacant land if they're planning to actually build on that vacant land. $80 extra. Who pays the $80 fee? Typically the borrower, the buyer, but if Aaron's listening, lenders can pay it. Sure.
Thank you, Aaron.
Third parties can pay that. So what's a third party? You guys can legally define that. Perhaps the seller could kick in, perhaps grandparents, parents. It's a third party can pay that $80 fee. It could be paid in cash right there at closing, or it can be rolled into the loan. So at that point, it's kind of the principle of it, right? The $80, you're never really gonna feel that, but the principle that you have to pay $80 into this program. Right, so it doesn't impact loan approval or timelines, it is a pretty nominal fee in the grand scheme of things, but be aware that this fee does exist.
Yeah.
FAQs, what's the purpose of this? It funds state programs that help prevent foreclosure. Again, nobody wins when we go to court, nobody wins when the bank starts owning a home that could be in the hands of a homeowner. So this is gonna go fund that program. Can my lender pay it? Yes, and your lender's very kind. I recommend working with your lender. Or the borrower can pay it from cash or from other funds. Will it delay closing? No, it's just yet another fee. So your buyer, $80 here. Again, recording fees are going up. So that's the bad news. Starts at the end of July 27th. Most buyers will pay it. And I urge you all to just keep calm. Disclose it early and reframe it positively. This is a good thing for buyers. This is a good thing to prevent more foreclosures. Question in the back, Aaron.
So, okay, I understand the concept of it, so what do I do? Do I get counseling? What do I get if I feel like I'm going into foreclosure? Do you have any, I'm curious.
That is what the foreclosure prevention program does, is they do provide counseling, mediation. I'm not sure when that actually kicks in. Do you have to be served with a foreclosure, or you're starting to feel underwater and you let them know? That's something to look into, but that program is gonna be a lot more well-funded now for people to ask questions.
So is this another new state bureaucracy that's being funded?
That would be something for you to talk to your local Russian commission about. Again, this is not an equity title. This isn't a fidelity deed title. This is a state decision, okay? Any questions, feel free to contact me. There's my QR code with my information. If you guys want to take a photo of that. Eric's got a question.
Does bookwithchase.com still work? I had someone ask me and I go,
But I think it does.
I don't know.
It just forwards to my contact.
Okay.
I'm not doing the Zoom meetings anymore. I'm meeting in person. So
Oh, that's.
I like that.
Oh, okay.
I have a prize. We do have good news. We've got a little stadium bag. If anyone.
$80. Worth $80.
No,
Yes.
this is worth $5 or below per RESPA.
Oh,
Yeah, another
that's-
thing. I'm not allowed to give anything cool away. So if anyone won Mariner tickets, or if you're going to a stadium event,
million a year.
No.
this might work for you. Compliant bag. So what are they raising the recording fees to?
301.
Who said 301?
301.
Yeah? And if anyone else wants a bag, feel free to schedule a meeting with me. You can call me and I'll come meet you in person. And I'd love to give you a bag, right?
Thank you, Chase.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chase. All right. Upcoming events, pay attention, some good ones are coming. First and foremost, end of the summer broker bash, we are going to do Friday, September 12th from 12 to 3 at Top Golf. Okay, it is only $25 per broker charged to your agent statement. You'll have to RSVP, we'll be calling for those and stuff like normal. But there'll be food, drinks, prizes, fun. It'll be a great time and a lot less chaotic, and we'll all be more together, being able to go to Top Golf rather than being spread out, not seeing each other hardly on the golf course. So we're gonna be doing that this year.
And you don't have to. You don't have to golf if you don't want.
That's right, you don't even have to golf, you can play cornhole, do anything else there. Next up is the 2025 in-person convention. John L. Scott is doing the in-person convention. They're working on all of the details on that still. It's gonna be Thursday, October 30th in Bellevue at the Maidenbauer. And the foundation night is back, thank goodness. So that's always fun. They'll do the poker tournament, all that for support to the foundation. And that'll be on the night before on October 29th. More details will be coming soon on that. All right, company news and highlights. I've got a video here from Lennox.
Hello, John L. Scott Real Estate. I have a special announcement. But first of all, let me just share, we are a company for successful brokers and top producers. We have a saying at John L. Scott, good to great, great to greatness, helping each one of our broker associates go from that good to great and then walk in excellence. Now for the special announcement. Over the last couple months, we've been in conversation with Larry Kendall and the Ninja Selling team. They have helped thousands of broker associates across the nation achieve success. What we're doing is we're combining the proven strategies of Ninja Selling along with the energy, the programs, the tools of John L. Scott Real Estate to create a new program called Ninja Launch, a first of its kind that we're rolling out with John L. Scott Real Estate.
Hi everybody, Larry Kendall here, author of Ninja Selling. Over the years, Ninja Selling has devoted itself to helping agents increase their productivity by showing them how to create value for their clients, how to help their clients go from the life they have to the life they dream about. I've observed over those same years that with Lennox Scott and the John L. Scott organization, you've really had the same mission. And so we're coming together. It's a great alignment of two great organizations, and we've created something that's totally customized just for you. We're very excited about it. It will take the Ninja Selling system, integrate it with the John L. Scott ecosystem for productivity. We're getting ready to launch this very, very soon. It's customized. It's the first one. We invite you to join us.
Now is your chance to join the first ever Ninja Launch exclusively for John L. Scott brokers. We'll kick off the first cohort on August 7th with a one-day installation followed by Ninja 90, a 12-week, 1-hour coaching session concluding at the John L. Scott Convention on October 30th. If you are ready to jumpstart your business for the second half of 2025 or get a head start on 2026 connections, sign up today. But hurry, the cohort is limited to just 75 brokers.
Our two company cultures fit perfectly together, Ninja Selling and John L. Scott Real Estate. Both of us are committed of being a contribution to our clients and achieving our greatest success. I believe this program will be worth your investment and your time. And years from now, you will look back and identify that this was a game changer in your career and your life. I hope you will join us.
So the company's been sending out emails, but I got sad news. It already sold out.
Project.
Literally on Friday, like evening. So it got booked. There's already waiting list. So I think that, that's kind of the thing, like everyone, when they kind of recognize something, then everybody kind of jumps on all at once. That's what happened. They sent it out last Monday, like late afternoon. And it wasn't even, not even by, the end of Friday, basically. It's already full. We're hoping to get more information on how they're gonna do the next set, because they wanna keep this going with the coaching too. That's the part that really connects things. When Josh Hall even heard this, he was like, okay, this is odd, because he's done Ninja a few times, and he's like, all the other systems are terrible. He's like, the company should just offer Ninja and that's it, like, because it's so simple and easy and it actually works. That was his words, not mine. But it's $750 is the cost for this course, because it is with Ninja. Or you can pay it out of $500 out of 2 closings. So it's a good deal. Yeah, and it's sold out. I'm so sorry. I know. We're gonna get more info and we'll hopefully let you guys know.
We're sure they're gonna come out with enough.
Right now.
They're gonna do another one. We do the training all day tomorrow for the coaching. So we'll look at ways that we can implement pieces to this, to our accountability groups, to our coaching and things that we do one-on-one as well. So we'll let you know as soon as possible. I know, sorry to I had this already put together and it's like, great. Now they're sold out. Mariners tickets for Wednesday, July 23rd. You could purchase those tickets for $45 each for the John L. Scott Foundation. Those have been coming out via email. So those are really great too and fun, discounted. And it's always in a really good seat section. That's normally way more money. Yeah. So you're over on the first base side.
Yeah.
Usually. Really good seats. New and improved Market Ready Plus with House Amp has been updated again. There's brand new marketing materials now on there on the site. Lot better pieces that you can utilize for putting on social media to get interest and people to engage with. So there's a lot more things that they keep on retooling and they're working on, and they're still working on a few tweaks for working with investors and estate sales and all those other things. So more coming soon with that. 2025 Connect information, social media, setting up your brand and engagement. There's brand new social media courses on the JLS Institute. So from your MyDesk, you can click that and get to these brand new courses. These are brought in from Leading RE. So it's some really good, just different things. Here are different ideas on when to, how to do social media. I know we got great resources here, but there's always time when you guys are on your own and you always want to find stuff. So that is on the network. JLS Engage, always Tech Thursdays. You can register those. They're on Zoom every Thursday from 10 to 11, and that's on the jlstraining.com. End of an era. What you need to know about Windows 10 supporting is ending. So they're pretty much done as of October 14th this year. Windows 10, Microsoft is no longer going to support it. For those of you who've been around a long time, remember Windows 98? Yeah. Windows 2000, all of it, it's constantly this kind of evolving thing that they always do, but they basically are telling you that there's no more support coming up. So if your machine's running Windows 10, just know you'll probably have to update it. But they're saying that there's no more updates for it either, so they're not even going to support that. I had a friend say, buy a Mac. What does the end of support mean? Basically, the security patches are gone, technical support's gone. Software may stop working. Some programs might not run properly because other programs are all updating to Windows 11 for their, for what they run on. So you might have issues. Don't forget referral source. Alyssa is amazing. I think our office is still #1 for the most referrals coming out of here. That's such a great extra piece of getting additional business. Always ask clients, hey, I'm available, for help with real estate anywhere on the planet. Let me know. I will happily reach out to, your referral. And it doesn't matter where they're buying or selling real estate. And just sending it through the network. It's the easiest 24% you'll make. All right, with that, bring up our other trusted partner, Mr. Aaron Hafner, for the Mortgage Minute. Yes, sir. I'll hand those out where you're going.
You got it. Thank you.
Got it.
Just one piece of advice. If you're doing a mortgage and you're doing the loan signing and you have a first and second mortgage, you gotta sign them the same day. I had one where they signed the first set of documents yesterday and the other one today. And we can't fund because they both have to have the same date. So just FYI, if you run into that, don't know why escrow would do that, but. There you go.
Yeah, one president.
All right, so in today's episode, what are we gonna talk about? Is there gonna be a possible Fed rate cut? Any ideas? Do you think it's gonna happen or not?
Possible. No.
Possibly, right? So I get to make sure I have this right. Okay, so yes, so we're not sure what's gonna happen. All I know is that Powell's just getting hammered from all parts. Why is that? Well, I think it's the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, right? This is the most notable opportunity yet for big ticket data to show tariff impacts. So with all the tariffs going on, is that gonna impact cost of goods and everything else? And if it does, inflation is kryptonite to mortgage rates. So they're not sure if it's hit or not, but we had the CPI numbers come out last week. They went up a tick, so they're still not sure if this is capturing all the tariff stuff that's gonna happen or not happen. I don't know. And then several Fed members have specifically mentioned June's data as being likely affected. Again, it came in and it was just a little bit higher, but so they don't know yet. So I think with the uncertainty, you may see rate cuts, you may not. But it's all based upon the Consumer Price Index. Has inflation numbers for June captured the tariff, it can impacted the impacts of the tariff, or will the employment numbers still slow down? As of last month, they said there's 147,000 jobs created versus 110 that were expected. So if you have increased employment and then higher inflation, it puts pressure on, the Fed not to lower rates. So I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. All I do know is that every time they say that how many jobs are created, they go back and revise those numbers. And I think I've showed you this before, where we've had like 500 something thousand jobs created and they took them all away because they redid everything and said those jobs weren't really created. So investors don't see that. They only see the headline number when it comes out. They don't anticipate it's going to change and go back down. That makes sense? So here's where we are for rates. Okay. 4.33, the margin, or right now, 4.33, it's kind of steady for a bit. We had a little blip at the end of June, early July, then came back up and it's been fairly steady. So I don't know. They've been super steady across the year. So it's funny, if you look for July 678, last year 689. I've never seen this before. On July 18th, yesterday, it was the same as it was last year. Right? All the rates 683, 685, 683, all of them were the same as last year. So to your point, Eric, rates aren't changing. So it's causing all the people are still buying and doing things. So then 30-year fixed 6.78 jumbo arms and stuff like that. Again, there's a certain art in quoting interest rates, just so you know. Some people quote them with points, other people don't. So you can really show that if you're have higher rates or low rates depending on how you quote. And here's the graph on it. So right around here, 6.75. You can see last year, same spot. Or over here now. Okay. So we had a class on Monday. Thank you for people who attended. It was actually, I think, very informative. Not that I created it myself. But what I wanted to talk about is the seller concessions, okay? And how we can leverage seller concessions if something has been on the market for a teeny bit, and how to work with that. So for example, did you know, right? On a primary residence less than 10% down, so I'm owning it, living in it, I can do a seller contribution up to 3%. Okay, that's standard. Most people kind of remember that. But if I do 10% to 25%, I can get 6% from the seller. If I do 25% or more, I get 9% as seller concession. I don't know if you know that. A lot of people just think it's 3%. That's not true. And if you do an investment property, you only get 2%. Okay. So the big difference between the second home and an investment property is big, right? 9% on the second home, 2% on investment property. So interest rates for investment property and the second home are exactly the same. What's the difference? I can use rental income to qualify on this one. On the second home, I don't have to use rental income to qualify. And in fact, I'm going to stay in the home maybe 2 weeks out of the year. But depending on if you're able to get more credit or not, you might want to consider the second home at 9% credit versus only 2% if you buy an investment property. Okay. This is kind of food for thought. The other cool part is FHA is 6%, the max you can go to. And on VA, this is cool. You get credit. You get credit. You can use seller credit to pay off debt. Okay, so if I'm a VA buyer or using a VA loan, I have too much debt and I can't qualify, I can get the seller to pay off my debt. And I can do that. We did that several times on the loan, down in Olympia. We worked on that. On that deal. So anyhow, here we go. So why do I bring this up? And I've done this before. So this is how you can use the seller credits to make an impact, either listing or buying. Okay. So example, if I have a list price at $850 and I do 20% down, my payment's $44.67. Okay. But if it's been on the market for a couple weeks, I can reduce it by, I want to do a reduction in price as make my offer for 25 grand. I can do that and I save about $105 a month. Yay, right? Or I could do two options, either permanent buy down or a temporary buy down. We've gone on these before, but it's good to see. So I can do a permanent buy down, get my rate to 6.125 and only pay 3% in cost for it, which is 20 grand, which is less than the 25,000. And it'll save me $335 a month. Okay, that's good. The other option is to do the temporary buy downs. I won't go into it as how we calculate it, but the idea is for a temporary buy down, for the first 2 years, you're 2%. If your rate's 6.875 for the first year, it'd be 4.875, and then it'll go to 5.875 and then back up to 6.875. The cost for doing that is around $15,000, and that'll save you about $869 a month. But again, that's only for the 2 years, right? And you can do a 3-2-1 buy down. So I can do it for 3 years. So I start up at 3.875, 4.875, go to 5.875, and then back up to 6.875. That cost is 30 grand, and I save about $1,200 a month. If I get the seller to pay for it, and it's been on the market for a bit, maybe that's an option. Okay? Or you can market it. Then you can say, look, on the seller side, it's not moving, but maybe we'll offer this type of concession. And we have a success story for that.
My own listing.
His own listing.
Yep, I had a seller that just wasn't moving with a listing in Renton, and we thought about dropping the price again, and I said, but wait, I have an idea. Let's try a temporary rate buy down that we'll offer. But the key thing is we put it in the marketing remarks. That's the thing that, like, I'm starting to see a lot of brokers like, it's in the agent only. That doesn't get any buyer attention unless the broker's calling and telling them. So we put it first thing in the listing, like call about the introductory interest rate of 4.875.
Yeah, so Eric was kicking pebbles.
Introductory.
Yeah, so Eric was kicking pebbles because you couldn't get any traction on it. He goes, how about this buy down? So we did a flyer for him. And I probably got 3 or 4 calls from people asking about that. How do they, oh my God, how do you do this? This is not right. And you said you had a lender call you too?
Oh yeah, even a lender asked how do we.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting 4 offers. We got multiple offers all at once. One of them dropped out when they found out how many offers we had and they weren't even close to competing. Well, we got right back up to our full price, paying nothing, waiving everything, closing, giving our sellers everything.
Wow.
There you go.
42 days, I think, on the market.
Wow.
So you got the buzz.
It works.
What was how much did you have to do it in the firing?
Nothing. We ended up giving nothing because we got multiple offers all at once.
That's smart.
We did that marketing. We did boost ads. So I paid for boost ads, the Journal Scott Boost. We did a scheduled 2 new open houses right when that went in there. And so from the boosts and from that activity, and of course, when you schedule the open houses early on, Zillow, Redfin, all of them raise you to the top because it kind of, they want all those fresh listings to go in first, but it worked.
Were any of those people that looked at the house prepared row offers previous people that looked at the house before?
One person came back. They got outbeat. They were asking just too many crazy questions, but yeah, they came back.
Grant, you're in RESCO guidelines for introductory keyword.
Yeah, you can't just, if you say that's the rate, you gotta be able to make sure it's understandable. It's introductory to call. And then we definitely had a lot more calls than even Aaron got.
Oh yeah, we got, not that it would qualify for it, but the idea is you just create it, or you got that buzz. You got the buzz after 40 days, multiple offers, and your seller didn't have to come up with
Nothing.
No cost. I mean, how great is that?
It would have been the seller, and the seller was in agreement, so it would have been like 25 Gs for this one, because it was a
Yeah.
1.275 price point.
Yeah.
But our seller was gonna do that, because it would have been cheaper than the price reduction that I suggested.
Yeah.
So they were like all in, and when that worked, they were like, oh, this is incredible.
So look, I'll be more than happy to help you on your listings like that. That's what we're here for, right? Try to create that buzz and get it sold. That's on the seller side. On the buyer side, you can do the same thing rather than reducing that purchase price. Does that kind of make sense a little bit? Some strategies? So I'm gonna blow your minds here. The next one, I call it getting crazy with the cheese whiz. Okay? I think it's from Beck's on this one. Yeah, getting crazy with the cheese whiz. So what do? Well, getting crazy with the cheese whiz is maybe we combine both of them together. You can do both, okay? So for example, I have a purchase price at $850, okay? And I want to use my maximum seller concession of 60% or 51,000. I know it's kind of steep, but you get the idea, right? So instead of doing a 3-year fix, maybe we do a 7-year arm. We use permanent buy down and combine it with the 3-2-1 buy down. Okay? Getting crazy with the cheese whiz. So here's what we'll do. So my same permanent buy down. So I got $850 and I get an interest rate of 5.625 in the ARM program. It costs 2 points to get that rate because the ARM programs are just more expensive now, but you get to 2%, we pay 13 grand to get that rate. And then we throw the temporary buy down on top of that, which is extra 28, puts you at 42,000. But now my first year payment is 2.625. Second year payment, 3.625. The third year is 4.65 and it goes back to 5.625. Okay. And so that is this is what builders are doing. Builders aren't reducing price. They're doing this to give you all the concessions as much as possible. So if you have a buyer who's trying to like, hey, I like new construction or not, or how do I compete with a new construction as a seller? These are the kinds of things that they're doing.
Have you calculated that 42,000 versus the savings of those 3 years over that price to see what's actually cheaper?
Well, yeah, you're better off taking the lower rate. The bottom line is you're better off taking the lower rate. Now, the thing is, you may not want to do the ARM program. It gets you the conversation talking because, if I did this 3 years ago, you're like, well, how come the rates haven't come down, right? Maybe they won't come down. I don't know. So one option is maybe just take that big buy down and just do one permanent buy down and you get closer to 6%. And if rates come down in the next couple of years, you're fine. You're not paying for it, the seller is. So those are the kinds of options that you want to look at, right? But this is pretty cool, don't you think? Advertising 2.65, people are like, what are you doing? What magic are you performing? You're like, not. Sir.
So with this cheese whiz that you're talking. With temporary buy down plus the permanent, like how is it allocated for that money if somebody refis?
Great question. So, and this is the other part. So on a temporary buy down, any money, the cost of the temporary buy down, this 28,000 is like an escrow account. It sits with a loan, and every month you're making that smaller payment, it'll pull the difference from that bucket.
So
as that bucket goes down, so every month, so whatever the difference is, right? It's like pulling like $1,200 or something like that for the first month. So as that bucket is filled with 28,000, it'll go down until you get to 5.625. So either you use it, but you don't lose it, because if you refinance in the next 2 years or 3 years, there's money left in that account, and we refinance, it reduces the principal balance of the loan. So you never lose it.
And then at year 8, where do we, if we made it all the way to year 8, what would the interest rate?
It would be jump. So then it vary.
Whatever's current today.
Yeah, kind of. There's a cap on it. You can go up to 5%, swing either way. But again, your first cap on that could go up to 7% or like 3% or 4% on top of that. It could be like 9 something. But hopefully, the rates wouldn't be at 9% today anyway. So you'd still probably be closer to the market rate. But that's the idea. So if you use a temporary buy down, you never lose it. You either use it or it gets reapplied to principal reduction. After 3 years, you might go, man, maybe it just depends what the market's doing, right? So we just figure out that's my job, is to figure out what's the best way to use that money.
This could be pretty attractive on like a $2+ million house.
You can. No, the cap on a jumbo deal, most of the time is 3% of the sales price.
Okay.
But even 3% to 2 million, right?
Yeah.
It's significant. You know what I mean? So that's why they're probably capped it like that. Any questions on that? That kind of makes sense? Something kind of cool? Crazy with the cheese whiz? All right. Oh, and then here's the other part. So for what it's worth, Fannie Mae said today's rates for the year, if you're predicted into the year, 6.1% and at 5.75 by 2026. So what I gave you
Your building.
is old cards.
Yeah.
And we'll do something fun at the end of the year. So on December or January 2nd, because the first the market's closed.
Yeah.
Write down what you think the rate's gonna be. And I'll get you a prize. I'll do something fun.
That's cool.
Or give you some money. Well, I can't say that. So.
Under the table.
Under the table. But I guess I just dated myself. Do you guys know who this is?
Oh, why not? Why not?
Karnak.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah, people, yeah, certain age. People are like,
Get it.
What are we at today?
today we're at 6,875, call it.
Predict.
Oh, so yeah, so let me show you this. So here's the history of mortgage rates. All the way from 2000 when it was over 8%. Down, and up. And we all remember this. This is fun right here. Right? So give it to me when you can. You have to do it right now. Just let you have it. And the other thing too is that just so you know, we have asset-based accounts too. So if you have a ton of dough in your bank account and you want to purchase a house, but you don't have a lot of income, we can use your assets to qualify you on the purchase, just so you know, okay? That's a good program to have. The other part is we have our cash flow loans, so we do debt service coverage ratio. I have no income, but I want to use the cash flow of the rental property to make payments on it and qualify. We can do those programs. The other one is reverse mortgage. We're able to offer those programs for people who want to downsize. Or if they want to age in place, stay in their home and pay for other things, we can do that in reverse mortgage. And then we still have a refinance in the next 5 years. So a refinance your loan in the next 5 years, we'll cover your closing costs plus the $800 for $80 on top of that. But you know, the thing is with recording fees and everything now, because you have to record all the documents, I think recording fees are like $750 now, and that's going to go up by a couple $100. Right? Yeah. So that's more you know. So get creative with the cheese whiz. All right. Got one question. One question only. Who is the largest distributor of toys in the world? Incorrect.
Isn't he?
Costco. Never guess. Trick question. We all,
India.
Alibaba.
you eat there.
McDonald's.
Correct. McDonald's is the largest distributor of toys in the world, primarily due to the popularity of the Happy Meals. They distribute approximately 1.5 billion toys annually. While other companies like Hasbro, Mattel are major toy manufacturers, McDonald's distributes more toys through this Happy Meal program.
Wow. Makes sense.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. Real estate news, a lot of stuff. All right, time for some new rules and new forms. I made it really easy on you guys. I gave you handouts. That is the cliff notes of all the changes, all on one page instead of like 19 pages.
Yeah.
So very, very quick, easy things. First and foremost, listing agreements 1A and Form 47. There is the new section, referral fee disclosure. States if a referral fee is being paid, it's to whom and how much. This requires seller consent or share compensation per RCW 188680. Second is buyer brokerage services agreement, Form 41s. Oops. The new section, same thing, referral fee disclosure. It identifies any referral fee owed by the brokerage firm, requires buyer's consent to share compensation, referring brokerage. And then number 3, the compensation disclosure form, Form 42C, now includes 3 disclosure scenarios. One is compensation from seller, the listing firm to buyer broker, common and commercial deals, or compensation from buyer to buyer broker to listing firm, less common, example to strengthen cash offers. So when people start doing that, right, they're offsetting it, now you have to disclose it. And then last is the referral fee for referring unrepresented parties. This is probably the one you're going to see the very most. Discloses a referral fee if a broker refers an unrepresented party to another broker. You just got a listing, you got a sign call. You're like, no way, Jose, I'm not doing unrepresented buyers or limited dual agency. Here, I'm going to refer you to my best friend Tanya, because she sits in the front row. And so I'm sending her the referral. If that happens, it's got to be disclosed on that 42C. Clients have to see it. They gotta sign off on it. Transparency is the name of the game. All right, 42C compensation. This is the newly updated form. All of these come out Friday, so you have to start using them Friday. If you already gave a referral, you're already going, you don't have to go back and redisclose. It's anything new from Friday forward. Okay? All forms 1A, form 47 and 41 have this new section, and this is exactly what it is. And is the referral fee disclosure. It's either firm is or firm is not. It's is not, if not filled in by default, obligated to pay a portion of the compensation to a real estate firm, referring firm, that referred seller to firm. Seller consents to firm sharing a portion of compensation as follows. So it's the referring firm. Who's the firm? I would suggest putting in a parentheses the name of the broker too. Because I guarantee some of these, like referral checks all the time, commissions department says, we have a mystery check all the time. It just says pay to John L. Scott. Now we gotta guess which 3,497 brokers, which one of them is it? So I would start making sure you do that, okay? And then of course the referral fee, a percentage of the firm compensation or a flat dollar amount, whatever it is. Gotta go in there. Does anybody buy Zillow leads? And they pay referrals fees on a percentage on the sale? There's certain programs they have that do this. If you do that and Zillow's gonna get a percentage, Zillow is a firm in the Northwest MLS. You will have to put Zillow on this form if you're doing that. Okay? If they're a firm. Next, the new form, there's a brand new form. You all know what Form 11 is. What's 11?
Referral disclosure.
Referral form is Form 11. 11A is the brand new referral disclosure. And this discloses the referral fee details to buyers or sellers when referring them to another brokerage. So this promotes transparency by informing clients of the fee amount and the referring fee before even the engagement. So you see how they're getting transparency on both sides? Like, oh, I've got a client, I'm gonna send you, to my friend over here. Even if it's in another state, you're still gonna be putting these on here.
It says details to buyers or sellers. Let's say you have a listing and you want to send it out to, I actually have situations. I sent it out to another John L. Scott broker.
Yep.
Would I have to disclose to the buyer and the seller that now I'm getting compensation from the broker for finding this person?
It's going to be disclosed from the end of the other, if another broker's involved on the other side that's representing that seller, they are disclosing that to them. You don't have to do that. It's you to the person or to your client that you're referring. Because they're gonna, on each side of transactions, the brokers are gonna be disclosing
Oh, okay, so
to
both,
who they're engaged, yeah.
both sides need to.
Both sides will be disclosing. So you don't have to do the side for the other person.
That's a little bit of emotion.
Yeah. All right, this is the brand new form and it breaks it out on who is the real estate firm, the state, the licensed broker name, license number, email address, phone number. Here's the disclosure of what the referral fee is, or there's another box. And it will need the referring brokerage firm's signature, designated broker or branch manager's signature. So if you guys are sending those to us, please send through AuthentiSign so I can get to it faster rather than opening it up, downloading, then printing it, then hand signing it, then scanning it, and then forwarding it. So yeah, please use AuthentiSign. Andrew?
So let's say that you're retiring or you're moving out of state and you have an account that you've dealt with for a long time. It's like a guardianship or something. And you're like, hey, Andrew, I'm gonna hand this account over to you for 25% of all moving forward transactions. How would you navigate that? Because each seller is a different seller. And each, like you just, I was referred to the point contact for the guardianship company that has all these.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a one form covers all forward future. It's each individual client must be disclosed to. Yeah, sorry.
What happens if the seller or the buyer say, have a problem? It's like really none of their.
Then you gotta explain it. You gotta uphold your value proposition on why you get paid for whatever we do, right? You're gonna have to be comfortable
Well,
talking about
but what if-
compensation.
Are they gonna like, what if they throw a upheaval?
I mean, they might, I don't know.
You might get the sign call, right? And you pass them. Like, we had to somebody that spoke their language and they might be like, I don't know, what do you, what? And have an issue with it, kind of thing.
I mean, that's just the name of the game in all transparency. Clients need to know. I mean, realistically, we talked about this like a year and a half
Yeah.
ago. I guess remember like when everything changed and we said, hey, this is probably,
I remember.
I even said, we're gonna be talking about referrals, I guarantee it, because the way the law states it, it literally sounded like it should have been already done.
Should have been.
Already, even a few people before today, before I started the sales meeting, they're like, what's changing on the forms again? And I say, and they're like, oh, this should have been done already years ago. Like, yeah, I know.
Should have.
So,
I just didn't know if there's
It's-
a way to circumvent if all of a sudden, like, I don't wanna.
no, you can't, we can't circumvent anything anymore. It's all disclosed.
This is gonna probably make it a very awkward conversation for anybody that's Redfin referral partner and a Zillow referral partner.
Good. I would start working with your dialogue on how you're gonna, explain this to the parties. All right, Form 27 CIC, the Common Interest Community Resale Certificate is updated to follow the new RCW 6490 revisions, which go into effect on the 27th. Okay, same as the recording $80 fee thing. Clarifies timing of delivery and cancellation rights. Buyer's 5-day cancellation rights from certificate delivery, not purchase agreement signing. If delivered more than 5 days before mutual acceptance, buyer has no cancellation right. Add seller attestation options and certificate is unavailable, meaning they'll have an exemption if they can't get it. And then allows buyers waiver of the right to receive the certificate when appropriate, but you gotta follow a lot of different steps. There's 5 different things. As Annie, if anybody watches Annie's videos on Friday, she went into depth about this. It's what's coming. The next 3 years, we're gonna get more and more and more training on all of this. But the new form has been the form's been updated to include those new requirements. Right now, Annie said that she can't even think of a single one of the common interest community properties for a development that just opted in. She doesn't know of a single one yet in our state. And what I'm saying is like just a regular single family home in a community, the whole community gets together and the HOA says, you know what we should do? We should follow the common interest community property laws, and we should require resale certificates and disclosures for anybody who buys in here so no one gets sued. Doesn't that sound like a good idea? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go ahead and get together and vote this in, and then guess what? Let's get it recorded. Now we're one of the only communities in the state, that requires a certificate. And of course, you gotta pay a fee, for the resale certificate. Most management companies have their own resale certificates that follow the law. You guys know this for condos. You gotta log into all those websites, download all the junk, right? Go through the stuff. If they do not have one to provide and they are opted in, this is the form you'd be giving, that form, the 27 CIC. All right, last but not least, WCAUA stands for Washington Uniform Common Interest Ownership Act. This is the RCW 6490. It governs how common interest communities like condominiums, co-ops, and HOAs are formed, managed, and sold in Washington. WCAUA requires seller to provide buyers with a resale certificate containing important disclosures, financials, and association information, recent updates effective July 27, 2025. Clarify when and how these certificates must be delivered and what happens if they are available. In the next 3 years, majority of a lot of communities are gonna be opting into these. Because they're tired of the lawsuits. They're tired of the frivolous lawsuits and people, suing because, they're out of money and they're not following what the rules are and blah, blah, blah. So more to come on that. But for the next 3 years, this is what the next big industry change is gonna be in Washington when it comes to real estate. Andrew?
Didn't there become a drop down on the listing input for this, not too
Oh,
long.
yeah, oh, it's still been, yeah, CIC's been there. And a lot of everyone's like, what is this? That's what it is. But for now, you're gonna be saying no, and I don't know of anyone. Title can probably check to see if there is for sure one, but Annie Fitzsimmons from our last Friday's video said there's not a single one in Washington yet. So more to come on that. Before I end things, I have McKenna to come talk about what's happening Monday.
Yeah, Monday, we're doing our first ever office programs or admin marketing programs that we have here at the office, but also for Donald Scott. There's been a lot of changes as far as like new systems like HomePort, Engage, but we kind of want to do a monthly office programs, marketing stuff. So it'll be different every time. So people can bring questions or things that you don't know about, because there will be people who've been here for years and there's new things. People who just started here at Donald Scott and programs you should know about, and then features of our office specifically at Kent North that we may not know about as well. So if there's something you've been wondering about or have questions or ideas for, you guys should come in person and it would be great. But if you guys can't make it, we will have it on Zoom too. So that's Monday at 11, the 20th.
11 to noon. All right, thank you. And with last but not least, we have a quote. Grit depends on a different kind of hope. It rests on the expectation that our own efforts can improve our future. I have a feeling tomorrow will be better is different from I resolve to make tomorrow better. The hope that gritty people have has nothing to do with luck and everything to do with getting up again. So thank you for making it today's meeting. Please remember, this is how many sales are happening on average every single month. How many of these do you want? All of them. All right. Thank you for making it, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pass these in.